The another one, another good one. Today's what's today? May 4th.
Guns a blazing, man. And just shut up.
Now I ain't gonna say if y'all know who Charlie Kirk is. If you don't, rather look him up for yourself. All right, but this one is he just slaughtered this little dude. And that's what he does. He goes to these liberal colleges. Well, basically any college. There's a few that ain't, and he. What we got this time? Sound like they slowing down. Why they slow down? They could have dukes the hazard that speed bump. Just flew over it. Look, dook, dook, dook. Yeehaw! Put in. All right, so Charlie Kirk, you know, he goes and let them ask questions. Basically, he does that. It's a lot of them that do shit I couldn't do. Cause I don't know, he just ain't no way in hell I let these little motherfuckers talk to me, especially and he's white, so. But yeah, me being black and them telling me this and that, these little white kids telling me about rich white kids talking shit, ain't no way I couldn't do it. I'd be in prison right now trying to do what they did.
You dropped out of college, and your highest
community college.
Sorry, your Harper College. Hey,
My name's Keemon Dixon. I have a really black name. Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Sachs, Speaker Mike Schultz.
Hold on.
I worked. These kids just never learn when to shut up.
You dropped out of college, and your highest
Community college.
sorry, your Harper College experience. I apologize.
barely was smart enough to make it through community college.
Okay, so
Barely
and
made it through high school,
your
too.
highest degree level is an honorary doctorate degree from Liberty University.
No, that's true. I do have an honorary PhD.
Yeah. So essentially, what are your qualifications for arguing that college is a scam, or really having any economical knowledge at all, when likely the vast majority of the students here know more than you about economics as a whole?
Okay, so no, hold on. It's okay, guys. It's okay.
All right, now I always got to stop it. I had to, in my day, we knew you didn't have to go to college, right? Back in the early 90s, 91. But not because we just didn't want to go. Like I said, I always thought it was a good idea, but in my family, you had to pick something. This was in the 80s, going leading up to college. I mean, if you was going, you had to pick something that you're going, not in this new age where everybody's, because matter of fact, in high school, as a kid, I knew most people choose a business degree because it's easy, and then they're working at Walmart. This is way back then. Back then, probably Kmart. We knew this. 10th grade, you knew that. Everybody with a business degree. Business. What you gonna do with it? I said in high school, we'd be talking at the lunchroom. It's like because I was like, what about a history or English degree is useless unless you're gonna be a teacher. So again, it's because we already saw it. We knew you had some adults with a history degree working at Kmart because you can't do nothing with it unless you want to be a teacher. And a lot of people don't want to be a teacher, so it's like you wasted 4 years in money. And it wasn't a diss because we were still thinking ourselves, what the hell we gonna do? So it wasn't a diss. It's like you just gotta be smarter, right? Pick something, like I said, we knew, what was gonna be hot. Usually something in the medical field because everybody gets sick. People are always getting sick, right? Even though we had the conspiracy theories, even back then, they got the cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS. This is the 89, 90, the man, the white man, they got the cure. They just don't want to give it to the black man, all this shit. And not only that, they don't want to give it to nobody because, what they just nowadays, they got a name for it. Big Pharma. Back then, they didn't have a name. But it's like the pill companies, that's what we used to say back then, they got the cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS, they got the cure for everything. But if they do it, they can't make no more money. So they can't give us the cure. But the point was, basically you got to get a job in something that's hot, that's always hiring. They always hiring in the medical field, nurses. We weren't even thinking about doctors, but hey, nurses make a lot of it. And there's a whole lot of other jobs that go along with that shit. You know what I'm saying? In the medical field, the dental field, all types of shit. Foot doctors, this and that, da 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 da, assistants, blah 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 blah. But anyway, we already knew that. All right. So anyway, they're trying to diss Charlie and say like, why would make is like an expert because what he done. He goes on to say, and it's not a brag. That's what I'm saying. Is like when I talk, I'm not bragging. You came to me. Y'all came to me. You shouldn't even know who I am. They shouldn't even know who the fuck I am. Yeah, I might got loud stereo, but that don't say I was in the military. It don't say nothing. It don't say nothing about what I know because you're spying on us. But see, in this situation, it's not about that because because he's fighting, these Democrats. He might know about gang stalking, but there's a good chance. But he's just fighting the whole thing. Like I said, you got to fight cut the head off the snake because otherwise, it's just useless. You'll be fighting forever, and you can't fight forever. So you gotta, these people, you gotta support them. This little rich kid doesn't even know why he had that. That should be common sense. If you know his credentials, he said it. You're a college dropout, so you did some research, so And back in our day, we knew like Bill Gates. This was before we knew he was evil. Dropped out of college, this and that. There's a whole lot of them. Most billionaires, for some reason, didn't finish college because there's really no need for it. I mean, unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or something that, requires it, the rest of it.
Who's Milton Friedman?
Who is Milton Friedman? I have no idea, and that's not important to this conversation.
Who is Ludwig von Mises?
These are all probably economists, and the same
who
thing.
Is John Maynard Keynes?
Okay, obviously I know who Keynes is.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
He's the most famous economist of all time.
You don't know Milton Friedman?
And what I don't get, he just questioned him. So when he comes back with some more questions, this is that's how it's supposed to be. He's like, that's not relevant. Yeah, it is relevant. Because you're started off with what are your qualifications? And he's not just naming these names that's just, I know names in the economic field. And even I heard of the Milton Friedman dude. I don't know why. It probably was in a movie or something. But anyway, I heard that name. But the point is, he's trying to, but I'll let it play.
Economist.
Okay, how about Murray Rothbard?
That's another economist.
F.A. Hayek?
I don't know who that is.
Well, then you just came here and insulted my intelligence. You're right, I barely made it through community college because I was too busy.
Yeah, you heard the little young white boy. I don't know who that is. So how if you got to have your shit together. You're supposed to learn that in high school before you start talking. Remember, I've been saying that. Those are the rules. Don't talk shit. Remember, I said every time because this is a video basically about what I be talking about. When I put them down, I might I might use a lot more colorful language, but it's the same thing. Them the rules. It's been like that since the beginning of time. Those are the rules. It's in the Bible. It's in every other book. Everything about human nature. When you start shit, you got to be able to finish it. That boy just started it and he can't finish it. And so they play victim. By the same token, being a woman don't allow you to start shit. Back in the day, the women stayed in their place because they didn't want to. First of all, they didn't want to. Nobody was putting them down. Nobody was, all that shit they lie about, the patriarchy. No, the women wanted to because they were smart. They wanted to be taken care of. They didn't mind taking care of their man, but now these women, they've been fucked out since they was young. Their brains are scrambled. Dick on the brain. They can't take it. And then, these idiot Democrats, these jealous niggas lied to them that they're victims. And, you know, oh, if somebody like me say something, oh, you're bullying. Ain't nobody bullying. You just, what it is, you tried to bully me, and you thought if you get a woman to try to bully me, I just backed out. So you still trying to play it off. It's like, no, she got embarrassed, and it's your fault. If I was her, I'd be mad at you for setting her up like that. You know what I'm saying? You sit there on that dummy mission.
Busy, I don't know, starting a national youth movement with hundreds of thousands of members.
Hey, hold on.
Employing hundreds of people, raising hundreds of millions of dollars,
Yes.
having a top 10 most popular podcast,
Sure.
and reaching tens of millions of people online every day.
Sure,
But hold on.
but you're also
What are my
calling all of your
qualifications?
constituents idiots.
No.
All right, so and literally actually doing businesses and making money at it. And even though he said he's a New York Times bestseller, that's not a brag. That is credentials. Why are you allowed? Because he actually did it. This little numbnuts. And basically, what this first time he says why he thinks Charlie's not qualified. Basically, he hurt somebody's feelings.
And
Never
they
said that,
participate in a
actually.
scam. Their
Hold on a
shirts
second.
right there.
I'm
College
calling
is a
the
scam.
institution a scam.
So then
I never
why-
insulted
okay,
the
so then-
intelligence. I just
so
had
then-
10 people come up and we had warm conversation.
Basically, yeah, he's just a little soy boy, a little soy college boy, a little bitch. He's just mad. He the one. That's what I'm saying. People like us, men like when we was young, you gonna listen to somebody who know what they doing. That's how we. That's why we can talk so forcefully now, because we listened to people who had credentials, not because they were trying to like Puffy sleep with you. Cause like remember I told you, people like us, you. That's why you can't shut us up when you get on a subject that we like. Normally we're quiet, but when stuff that we got experience, we know this work. We like giving it to it for free. I don't care. Like I said, shit I say I could charge money for just for my words. Like them people that give seminars, but we do it for free. And this little idiot, he don't even want to take it. You can't receive somebody trying to give you bless you with knowledge, and this little bitch is mad about something he said that Charlie said that's the truth. And he thinks he's gonna make it in life. You're not gonna make it in life. Your college degree ain't gonna help you, because you're a little bitch.
So you asked, what are my qualifications? I'm a job creator, entrepreneur, autodidact. Do you know what that word means?
Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught. You should probably learn that word if you're going to come
Or
up.
like they say in the street, bless you with game. He try to bless this nigga with some game, and his feelings hurt. He trying to bless him for free. They didn't have to pay for it. All they had to do was show up. That's a dummy, man. That's a dummy. Your dad, whoever, he failed. Somebody failed that little boy.
Solve other people's intelligence.
Hey.
So autodidacticism is what Leonardo da Vinci was. You don't have to go to college to be wise. You don't have to go to college to be intelligent. I read 100 books a year. I visit over 150 colleges.
I'm not saying you're unintelligent. I'm just
last-
saying you lack
last question.
qualifications.
And see, he's reading off what he does because little dude started with him. So yeah, that's when you get to talk shit. That's what I said. It's not bright. I said it before when I did this and that. I'm about how I'm gonna do this and that. Is you started with me. You shouldn't even, if you wouldn't have started, I wouldn't have finished it. Like I said, we don't start shit, but we will finish it every single time.
Well, are you a New York Times bestseller?
Of course not. I'm in
Okay,
college.
got it. So I'm just trying. What are my qualifications? I have published books, read lots of books, dialogued a lot of people, and instead of asking what my qualifications are,
Yet
can you
you're
name one thing I've
consistently
ever
wrong.
said? Hold on. Name one thing I'm wrong about.
You literally just now incorrectly cited the difference between socialism and communism. While you
How
yourself,
so? What did I
how
do?
so? You claimed that Russia was socialist. Russia was
The
never
Soviet
socialist.
Union was socialist.
No, it was a communist nation. There is a significant difference between the two.
Why did Lenin say that socialism is the gateway to communism, and he was self-described socialist
Lenin-
in his private treatise
Lenin-
and documents?
And
The
that's
Russian
another
Revolution.
thing. These little rich white boys. What the hell happened to them? I don't understand why these little rich white boys want to be communists so much. They keep trying to say there's a distinction between socialism and I don't see. That's why I said I couldn't do this. because I could not argue with that little boy. I'm not finna, because this is too serious. You know, I'm military. This is way too serious, little boy. Ain't nobody finna play with you about taking people. But no, it's a different, it's socialism. No, no, no. Finna stomp a mud hole in your ass. And that's like your dad. I'm finna beat you like your daddy should have beat you. And that's the end of it. I don't know why you so mad about the money you grew up with. I don't know what happened to them. But you need to get counseling instead of trying to be a socialist or a communist, you know, before something bad happened to it, before you end up in prison for treason or something.
Was overtaken by Stalin.
Hold on a second. No, Lenin died, and then Stalin was his successor.
Yes.
So, but Lenin himself said, quote, that socialism is the introductory phase to communism.
Okay.
And another thing, so like I said, when I say now's the we're not arguing no more. We're not no more debates. That's what I'm saying. Actually, another thing I would say, the only thing Charlie did wrong, it's time to quit debate. You don't. Remember I said it. I said a couple of weeks ago, right here. Debating with a socialist, a communist, or whatever you want to. It's like debating with somebody who broke in your house, trying to steal, or somebody who's trying to pickpocket. Somebody's trying to steal from you, and they debate and try to debate with why they need it more than you. There's no reason. I don't care if your little baby got cancer. Seriously, you're not finna rob me. You can ask, you can do this and that, but if I say no, or if I don't give enough to your charity and you got proof my little baby has cancer, it don't give you the right to come and rob me. Now, you could try. We've seen it in movies, you know, and it's supposed to be, you know, maybe some movie, yeah, it's supposed to be heartstring, you know, what they call it, pull on your heartstrings. And, oh, it's sad because he was willing to die. Yeah, you might die trying to rob people, and you might, in your head, have a good reason. Because the rest of us who probably went, now that I think about it, thankfully I didn't go through it in my immediate family, but as a kid, I remember, yeah, what did they do? What did they do? They pray. They pray. Somebody, you know, maybe my great aunt, when I was a kid, got cancer. You don't get, or you know, you don't get to go rob people. You don't get to do. I do it. It's not sad. Somebody gonna smoke your ass, and then now your little daughter or son who's dying of cancer got to deal with the fact that you're dead trying to rob. And I'm not laughing at the cancer, but I'm laughing at the idiot. Instead of praying and trying to do whatever you can, you know, you go to the charities, you go to the this and that, you know, you go to the Children's Fund and United, you see a UNICEF or whatever, the Children's Hospital. That's what you do. They brainwash y'all that y'all get to do with it. That's what that is. The same thing. Socialism. We're tired of rich getting richer. Da 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 da. That's what I said. Stop. Ain't nobody, you know, military. Stop playing with these fools. It's time to stop debating. It's not like, oh, they're going to say, oh, just because we disagree with you, we got to do. They try to sound smart. We just have a different. I said, remember, I've been saying it. Communist socialism is not a different opinion. Like I said, somebody stealing your car is not a different opinion. Give me your car, nigga. No, you can't have my car. It's, because I got a different opinion than you. My opinion, your car. I need your car more than you. That's my opinion. So that's literally, it sounds absurd, don't it? Exactly. That's what socialism is. You can't take somebody else's shit and then say it's a different opinion.
Then the vast majority of people, when they're referring to communist Russia, are referring to Stalin's rule over Russia. That was a communist rule that turned into a fascist rule later on.
Okay, so but what thinker was deified in Soviet Russia?
Thinker was deified?
Yeah, yes.
Marx.
Oh, and what book did Marx write?
Yes, he wrote Capital, and he also wrote the
Communist Manifesto. Who was his co-author?
Who was co-author?
Yeah, Engels. Good. I'm glad college is really paying for you.
Hey,
so
you see, he got him again. Each time, that's another thing. See how our jokes are funnier because they're true. It's not, you know, when I call you stupid, it's true. That's why it's funny. Not because I'm being mean and bullying you. That's what I'm saying. They come up with all these new words to try to play victim after they start shit. See how the little dude, he started and he's getting massacred. You know, he's just getting slaughtered in this little, he came up there trying to be funny and now he's playing. He's getting laughed at. He's getting made a fool of, because it's true. That's why it's genuinely funny. And you see how Charlie could come back with his replies, and he can throw in the hits. He can throw in a little hit, and it's funny, and he's right to do it. It's not a low blow. The dude started it, and he lost. He picked the fight. He couldn't finish. And so that's what happens. He picked the fight. He couldn't finish, and now he's mad. Oh, wait a minute. I was moving around too much. Hold up.
Insults my
So
intelligence.
now
What are
my
your
thing.
qualifications? Doesn't even know the co-author of the Communist Manifesto or does
Listen.
at all. No, let me just
Again, but does my lack of knowledge on that mean that I have no knowledge? Again, is that the same
here and
thing?
insulted me, and you came up here guns a-blazing, man. And let me just ask again, what did I say that was wrong? I said that under the generally agreed upon definition of communism and socialism, which are interchangeable terms, one is a more harsh degree of the other, is that the elimination of the family, the elimination of private property, and the deprivation of basic human rights such as right to speech, right to assembly, and right to worship. How is that not a good definition of communism or
Because
socialism?
that
as per
explains
the doctrine?
fascism better.
Well, but in the Communist Manifesto, Marx said, quote, "We are here to destroy the nuclear family and eradicate the family because it was the original oppressive, tyrannical structure." He said, "Religion is the opiate of the masses," and that
And when he says that,
college is a scam.
that's cop. It's like that's nothing. Like the other dude, that last video I just did, sounds to me like Karl Marx just hated his family. That's all it is. Just like, oh, we gonna destroy the family. Is the press. So he was mad at his dad. He had a really strict dad, and Karl Marx basically had daddy issues. I didn't know all that till BLM came out. The BLM co-founders, that's in their manner, because they said that we're trained Marxists. But like I said, it only took a couple of minutes of research to find out about Karl Marx. And I was thinking that then. I thought that then. I was like, you know what? He just was mad at his daddy, and it sounded like his mom too, because he wanted to destroy the whole family. I want to destroy every family because mom, and he was rich. He was rich in the 1800s. He was a rich, just like they said, if he was in modern times, Karl Marx would be a rich college boy, in college for like 10 years and not even getting a master's. He's just in college forever. What they call the perpetual. Maybe he did get his associates or bachelor's or whatever. He got his bachelor's, but he's still, in college, a professional student.
College is a scam, and you're a perfect example, like one of the best I've ever seen.
No, it makes me worried about consequences, you little
Exactly.
faced man.
If you do not have consequences.
This college girl was not ready for Charlie Kirk.
I was hoping we could
Religion is the opiate of the masses, and that private property must be eradicated. I have just now documented all three of those with evidence back to original source documents. And then in practice, Russia did all those three things when they were the Soviet Union. So where am I wrong?
But then at the same time, if you claim that those are all negative things, then why do you practice certain things in the doctrines that you just stated?
Well, I'm not trying to take people's stuff away. I want people to have bigger families, and I want churches to remain open.
Yeah, but the thing is
So how do I practice?
your biggest thing, your biggest point that everyone here is for is that you're a potential white supremacist. So
what evidence do you have?
See, he got nothing else but that corny white supremacist shit. He got nothing else but potential white. That's all he got. He's a little bitch.
I was just literally watching a video of you talking about whiteness as a whole, talking about whiteness as a concept, okay? And you were trying to explain how white privilege doesn't exist.
Correct, it doesn't.
You are a white man. How do you know?
Because I have eyes.
Because you have eyes. That's
And
not
I
a description.
reason. So what can a black person do that I can't do in America?
What
or
can a
vice
black
versa?
person do?
What can I
So,
do a black person can't do, I
Let's
should say?
think of some history right here. Let's go
No,
through the history of redlining.
I don't need a history. I don't need a
Yes,
listen.
no,
you're talking about white
You
privilege.
need a history lining. Clearly, you need a history
I know your
lesson.
talking points better than you do, and I've read all the literature that you have. I've probably forgotten more about the literature.
History affects the present day as well, and you know that's true. If you went to college, you would know.
Well, hold on a second, but let me.
So then why are you wearing the college of the scam shirt? Drop out.
Well, because
So it's because you don't believe your own beliefs, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, you can admit something's a scam and still get through it. That's why he's wearing it. Okay.
Why?
You could feel like you're getting ripped off by an airline
But
and still
anyways,
want to get
that's
to New York.
not what we're talking
okay?
about anymore.
Like you're like, I'm getting ripped off by $1,000 ticket, but you still get on the airplane. Like it doesn't make you a hypocrite.
Exactly. He's right about that. I've done it before. I even said it. Now, if you know you're getting, but you have no choice, right? Now, the dude with the collars of scan, like, why are you still here? It's like, no, because, like I said, first of all, in this day and age, there's still some positions that you can't get without a. If he knows he can do it, and this and that, doesn't mean he just knows. Like, it's like if you know a car note is a scam, but you have no other way to get a new car unless you get a a little econo box, a 2024. But if you get a car note, you can get a brand new car. Both of them are brand new, but you can get a bigger one, and you can afford it. But to you, it's still a scam. You can, even if you can easily pay that car note and insurance, you still think it's a scam, man. And you just joke about it all. As a matter of fact, your homeboys and your people are like, man, we tired of hearing talk about how much you get scammed, and we will say that. Well, if you getting scammed like that, why don't you just that little weird dude, he just did like this, like he's walking like they keep sending him up and down the street. Poor kid. He's nowhere near a kid, but that won't say it, they the point is, we'd be like, hey man, well, give it back. Let it go back to the dealership. It's like, if you can't afford it, I can afford it. I get, that is easy, but you just still think it's a scam. And it's not, well, that's stupid. No, only a stupid person would think that, because I've been said it. You know what you're doing. You budget it out, not budget it out your pocket, but you're budgeted out, meaning you got your budget going, and it's nothing, But that definitely, exactly, he can wear that. That's the gotcha question. Why are you here? Why did it, like, see? But Charlie, he has the answer for all these little ingrate little bitches.
Hypocrite. It means that the people are ripping you off, and a lot of you are getting ripped off. But no. So as far as white privilege, just without the history lesson of Jim Crow, segregation, imperialism, colonialism, slavery, all the stuff that I know that you're going to say, but just concretely in America today, what can a white person do that a black person can't do?
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs whether they have a black sounding name.
That's not even close to being. That's not even close to being true.
That is a literal.
In fact, it's the opposite.
I'm not gonna argue your lived experience. I'm not gonna know.
See, now you have to listen to him under your rules, because a black person is going to say you're wrong.
I am. He can say I'm wrong. I know.
Come on up to the mic.
I know. I read.
Yeah, see, look, he don't even want to let he don't want to. See what I'm saying? He don't even want to let the black guy speak. He literally, this guy is black. He's in college. He's dark. He literally don't want to let the black guy speak. The liberal Democrat don't even want to let him speak. Who's gonna tell the truth? Like, no, you're a fool. That's not true. He don't even want to let him speak. He's trying to, like, no, I know better than you. Remember, that's what we say about Democrats. I know better than you. I know better than you. He's literally telling the black guy, no, you're wrong. You didn't. He telling the black guy's finna tell him, like, no, that's not true. I did this.
Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Sacks, Speaker Mike Schultz.
Hold on.
I've worked for a congressman.
He's even telling them, hold on. He's telling them, hold on. And these look, see y'all, and this video I'm watching, the guy's video, the YouTube says 2 days ago. When did this actually happen? This is in 2024, right? 2024, that's what we're telling you. These little young dudes, these young white dudes, and he's gonna actually argue the black dude down. And you see the look on his face, like, hold on, man, hold on now. So what you, boy, and you black folks who go along with this shit, that's what I'm saying. It's gotten to, remember I keep saying, we're just leaving you. We don't have to worry about you. We're done. We're done. Done. You burnt your bridges. You thought y'all it was gonna be us. So y'all go. You them white folks don't. We don't need them to love us. We just need them to leave us alone. That's where y'all big mistake was. You think them white folks love you? I don't need them to love me. I just need them to get the fuck out of my way. And regular white folks, regular sane white folks, they just do their job. And yes, there is a thing. That's why you got mad. That's why you think everything I did, I somehow did something wrong or lied or this and that. And you're mad about it. Nope. They just did their job and got out my way. That's how I have everything. Not because they hooked me up. They didn't hook me up. I just followed the rules. I read the instructions.
Congressman Burgess Owens. I've actually worked on his campaign. I've worked on the campaigns of John Huntsman Jr. Please tell me how my black experience and my black man has not given me shit. Go ahead. So,
Land sakes, if that's not gooder than chicken, then I don't know what is. And listen, I know I'm not that smart, which is exactly why I would never challenge someone like Charlie Kirk on anything but maybe theology. But even then, we're both Christians, so there's no point in that either. Honestly, though, this will probably be the easiest commentary I'll ever do in the entire history of my channel, because that arrogant jerk-wagging kid stepped up to the mic already behind the 8 ball. He had a false premise that somehow the college student label gives you the ability to argue from a position of authority. No. You can't judge someone's knowledge by how many degrees they do or don't have. Just like you can't conclude a person's position in a debate is wrong unless you can actually prove where they're wrong. That boy literally got up there and claimed Charlie knows less than him and his peers about economics, yet when Captain Kirk proceeded to educate and break them down one by one, the smart student didn't know who Friedman, Hayek, von Mises, or any of the most prominent economists to ever live are. But we're supposed to believe that college isn't a scam? Come on now.
And he actually said the thing I like the most about what he said. He said all of that is irrelevant. How is that irrelevant? You're supposed to know their principles, but that I'm like, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like he listened to us sometimes, but when we say Democrats and the experts just spout names, because that's all they do is spout names. Charlie said some names and backed it up with knowledge, and not just knowledge, his credentials of what he's actually done in the real world. That's the main thing. He's actually done some things, and it's successful. Businesses that is like, so, and that's the end of it. It's like there's no the only thing they could try to do is that makes you think you're better than. No, not at all. But it does give him, like I said, any sane person, we're going to listen to anybody who's been successful.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. I sure hope he kept the receipt for tuition, because if this is the result of what these overpriced daycare centers are putting out, then you need a full refund from that university. But hey, lefties are going to do what lefties are going to do. We see it time and time again. They insult first, then when the discussion isn't going their way, just cry racism. Oh, but what white privilege? But black people are 50% less likely to. Wait, hold on to that virtue signaling thought for a second. In stepped a black man to school.
And then, okay, on top of that, actually, it's worse than that. Probably 30%. Less likely. I mean, what I meant was the opposite. 70%, right? Less likely. Why? Because of Democrats, but not because of white supremacy. Because of Democrats purposely, communist, socialist Democrats purposely using black folk to try to take over the United States. The division. The destabilization, the chaos, that's what they're trying to do. And so normally they have it, so they must be mad. They send a little buddy on mission after mission.
Go drop out and come back. That truck ain't one of them now. I find out if you call no motherfucking crackhead, you had to be so one of these motherfucking houses and fight. Go drop out and come back.
The wannabe social justice warrior on the fact that no American, regardless of melanin content, is an oppressed victim. God bless him. I believe Keymon Dixon was his name. After he stepped in, that was all she wrote from there. And hopefully that butt whooping that he and Charlie Kirk gave that young man is taken as a lesson in humility that he actually applies moving forward, because they clearly aren't teaching that in college. Keep praying that Gen Z at some point in our lifetime, y'all, please keep praying that they wake up out of this wokeness, or else they are doomed. Seriously, they are doomed. But I'll end my little rant there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation rolling. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell.
I was hoping we could talk a little bit more.
Well, this one, oh, this is 3 weeks ago. Now I thought so when I was laughing so hard, I must have, hit my phone and manipulated it, and I found this video. But let's see what it says. Let's see what it
More
says.
about how you see college as a scam.
Okay, I think we did that, but sure. So,
If you want to talk about something else, we can talk about something else. I was just curious.
okay. What would you like to pinpoint on that?
Yeah, well, I think a big part of your issue is that people are spending a lot of money and that you feel like they're not getting the equivalent of all the money that they go into debt or that they have to borrow to make it worth it.
They're
Well, in
not.
that case, I think education is really awesome. I think it's really valuable. I think education's the only way that someone like you is able to write a book is because someone taught you how to read and write. And education on all levels is great. So that's not my...
One, you should learn how to read and write by the time you're, I don't know what, preschool. Remember? Anyway, I remember a little tiny bit the first time that doing that piece of paper where it got the dotted B's and dotted E's and you got to trace it. And remember back in our day, you still had to learn cursive, how to write. They don't even teach that no more. So, you're supposed to learn how to read and write, way before college, because otherwise you wouldn't get into college. So what is she talking about?
That one, I don't think that's your issue with college, right?
Do you know where I went to college?
I don't think that's important right now. Let me just...
And see, they still on that Democrat shit where they keep talking about it's not relevant. When did that come up? Remember, you see it on some comment sections. Please, the comment. What it is, that bullshit they come up with, relevant. What it is, that's their way of getting smart people like us to because they know we can talk. We can talk to different people who don't understand. So basically, like I said, I could talk to people on the street, and I could talk to some old rich white person. I can talk to this and that, and using analogies. They don't want to, because when you use an analogy, that's not part of it. To them, is like that's what they say about stick to the relevant. That's not relevant. He's not using an analogy, but what I'm saying is that's the end all to that's a catch-all to try to stop us from trying to make sure, because they know we're trying to reach everybody. Like, oh, that's what that means. When you use whatever, it might be a loaf of bread, and we try to teach you about, well, when you cut it in 3 sections, you're like, my point is, and they come up with an analogy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that comes from. All this, stay relevant to the comments. Please stay relevant. It has nothing. How is that disrespectful? Because basically what it is, they can't come up with. They're stupid. They're brainwashed, and they got to stick to, and what they're trying to do is brainwash people. So you got to drill. If you watch a movie about brainwashing, what they do is drill it in and in and in and in and if you're giving analogies and this, it opens your mind to think outside the box, right? Thinking outside the box, you're not really sticking to the conversation, are you? So that's where they go. That's where they're all brainwashed. They think that's a smart thing and educated to be like, well, that's not relevant. That's not, it is like, see, they can't debate. They can't think. They're not taught to be that. They can't think for themselves. You see what I'm saying? They can't think for themselves.
I said read and write? Like, who taught you to read?
No, I agree. I didn't say grade school's a scam.
Can we just keep going? All right.
You see, that's what I just said. He said I didn't say grade school. Didn't I just say that? I paused it. That's why I paused it. I'm like, what is she talking about? You had to read and learn to write, read and write. It's like, no, you wouldn't even get into college if you were, well, you're not supposed to. But you know, we know, like in Baltimore, literally, they look it up. The illiteracy rate in high school students, they can't even read on third grade level, something like that, second or third, or just illiterate. Period. Either way, that's and just like I said it, and he said it. I agree. I didn't say grade school was a scam. Exactly what we're talking about. It's probably right here. Yeah, but it's he says exactly the same thing. Thanks. But he says exactly the same thing that I said.
It's a scam, not grade school.
Right.
Keep going.
So we're talking about the financial part, right? So do you think that college should be free then, so that everybody can get like a free education?
No.
Why not?
By the way, what's happening in college is not an education.
Well, okay. You don't think that college should be free because it's not an education? If it
Well,
was,
no.
Wait. If
Both,
it was an
for both.
education in your eyes, would you think that should be free, or do you?
What do you mean by free? You mean paid by somebody else?
Well, sure, taxpayer dollars would go to
okay.
pay
So
for it.
so paid by somebody
And
else.
when we say that forget, okay, then why, like someone else said, why aren't business loans free? Small business, then we should be, it shouldn't matter. Just because think about how many people, like, well, small businesses are likely to fail. Like we just said, how many people go to college and don't use their degree? They end up getting a job in something else. So why should the taxpayer pay for it? If that's the case, why not? Why can't I get a free small business loan paid for, subsidized by Biden? Why won't he do that? Because he's trying to buy votes with these young. He's trying to brainwash these young kids. They're trying to give them free stuff.
Sure. No, I believe that your schooling should be paid by somebody else.
I want my taxes to go to schooling for everybody. I think education's great. I don't want my taxes to go to fund wars. I don't want my taxes to go to the military or the police budget, but I don't get to
You don't
pick.
want any military?
I don't think that it should go to fund the military.
See, they're so stupid again, especially a young white girl or any woman. You don't want military or the police? Yes, not me. The rest of us know. But there are going to be some people. You're supposed to be educated. History shows you. If you ain't got no strong military, somebody's coming. I don't care if she thinks that the Chinese are our friends, the Muslims. They're coming. And that's a fact. If we stop our military and stop funding our military, you think they're going to go, oh, okay, we'll stop ours too. No, they coming. They're not going to stop funding their military just because we do. They're not doing none of this just because we stop funding our military. It's just the dumb. And what the hell was all that about? That these two people just keep coming in that little spot. I mean, don't you saw how that was definitely on purpose. Her doing all that was way too much. That was just way too much. You got this big old parking lot. There's already an Amazon there. She comes and squeeze. You're like, well, I'm not gonna hit. It don't matter. Why would you do all that? That makes no sense. That see what I'm saying? Stupidity.
Like that. I want my taxes.
You don't want any police force?
I want my taxes to go towards education because I think education is valuable. Do you think that education should be paid for?
So define education. I'm curious.
Sure, it's just I would probably say that education right now is the ability to go out and learn different mindsets, to be introduced to different subjects, to have the opportunities to talk about these things.
Different mindsets. What is different mindset? What does that even mean? This shit makes no sense. What is he talking about? Different mindsets. And then make it so bad. They're the ones who don't want nobody to think differently. Everybody has to be a Democrat. Everybody has to believe in social justice, all that bullshit, victimhood. They don't want people thinking differently. They want you to be a victim. A perpetual, that's what I'm saying. It's like a Jedi mind trick. They're trying to win a war on the inside. They're trying to win first by just destabilizing, just win by getting everybody just not even thinking about just everybody just, yeah, there's no use in fighting. Yeah, they want everybody defeated, mentally defeated. Like, oh, there's no reason to fight. There's no, that's like that's not what she said. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what all she's saying. Different mindset, and what it is, they're mad because people like me, we're attacking them and tearing them apart. Like I said, they really thought they was gonna win with this bullshit about slavery and white supremacy, and it's not going anywhere. And matter of fact, their masters, their slave masters, they're mad. Think about it. A slave master get mad if you ain't picking your cotton. So basically, like remember I said, they're mad about their investment. They invested in their slaves, so they're mad that that they're getting torn apart. So now that they're brainwashing them, they're telling them you have to do more stuff. This is, and you can't just back down because he's right. Just because that Republican is right, you can't back down. You got to just go at it, go this, and do more than that. And as a matter of fact, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about it. You know what? That truck been here before. This is the first day. Usually it's just parked. But this time, yeah, because the Amazon, they told her to come in and park, do all that. Because any other time it's just park back and they bag out.
People. I think that's the really cool part about college. Someone like you can come here and have different opinions. My history teacher just talked about how he's like, he does this whole like, I'm a conservative, old school conservative act, and then one of my other teachers, she's like, I'm a bleeding hippie. There's like a lot of opportunity to just be introduced to subjects you didn't even know were a thing. Like I didn't know that semiotics was a thing until my last philosophy class, and I think that's really interesting. So just the idea that you get to go out to this place and you get to get taught about a bunch of different ideas. Are you against that being available?
Nobody cares about one of your professors saying he's a conservative. And first of all, like I said, that sounds really cliche. One of my best friends is a conservative. One of my other best friends is a bleeding heart liberal. And yeah, so they use the word because they're talking to one of us. The liberal, they use the extra, they throw extra onto it, a bleeding heart liberal, and that's supposed to make us go, yeah, we do need different opinion. Like I said, y'all opinion is taking everybody else's stuff and making everybody slaves and telling people that they're victims. That's not a different opinion. Telling a grown ass black man or growing up young black male that he's going to be a victim is not a different opinion. That's what I'm telling you. This is war. This is not a fucking different. You started a war. I don't care if you knew you was into it. Oh well, but you in it now. Ain't no backing out. You in it. And if you ain't in it to win it, you fucked up. So yeah, basically all you can do now is bow down and beg. Please don't fuck us up.
For
View of what education is. Education in Latin means to lead forth. Okay. Your idea of education is New Age, which is we're
Hang out, and exactly her idea is just as I said. Yeah, just hang out and be friends. That's not education. We learn. No, you're not learning. You're hanging out. You and your professors, y'all all hanging out.
gonna have postmodern ideas and all ideas are treated the same. I don't believe that at all. College means partnership and greed. Going back to education, you must lead forth towards something. And I think college should lead you towards the good, the true, and the beautiful. It should lead you towards things.
you think it should lead towards beautiful things?
Of course.
Like beautiful things? Like you think that we should go out after college and be like, where's the prettiest thing that's
If
gonna
your
help me?
idea
See what I'm saying? She's so stupid. I mean, God, these people are stupid. Music can be beautiful. Anything, beautiful day. That just in it, this job. Oh, that was the way y'all did that. That was beautiful. Doesn't mean it. And it could have been real ugly. Y'all was muddy. Y'all this and that. Y'all sweated. You're hurt. Not hurt physically, but you're worn out. That was beautiful, man. What y'all did was beautiful. Literally. Y'all did this and that. Y'all didn't whine. Y'all didn't complain. Y'all put y'all thing down. That's beautiful. That's beauty. Y'all worked together. And it didn't take me, I don't have to think and come up with an answer. I already knew that as soon as he said it. That's why we say that. Beautiful. That's beautiful. The way y'all came together was beautiful. Not, and something good happened out of it. That crazy guy walking up and is not beautiful. All this shit they keep doing is not beautiful. It's ugly. God don't like ugly.
Then you're not having a great college experience.
What's your idea of beauty? My bad.
That
my bad.
which is perfected in being.
Okay, so you really like the Greek ideas and like the Roman ideas of like the idea of perfection and perfect harmony, because that's like a very Greek and Roman way of
Well,
approaching.
it's Western, which is the civilization we currently live in.
Okay, but that
let me
stems
finish.
from Greek and Roman
Of course, you're right.
ideologies.
So the good, the true, and the beautiful are the three things that every college student should grapple with. Do you think in this current university that is what you're currently grappling with? That the focus of your education is enriching yourself to get closer to what is good, what is true, and beautiful?
See, I don't engage with you on the ideas that good, true, and beautiful are something that can be defined and something that can be taught.
You're perfect evidence of why I think college is a scam.
Why do you... Wait, I don't...
Wait, I don't... Wait, and then she want to, play victim.
Define. And they should be sought after.
Okay, so you think that something like the beautiful, the perfect, something like goodness can be defined in quantifiable, teachable... Oh, because you're Christian, I forgot. You guys think that there's like a binary goodness.
There's a hierarchy, not a binary.
Oh.
There's an ultimate perfection. Ultimate perfection would be that there's a creator who loves you, who made you in his image, and loved you so much to come down and take the broken flesh form, live a perfect life, die and rise from the dead, that you might live forever. There is nothing more perfect, good, true, or beautiful than that.
Okay, so I don't really engage with religion like that, but what about just the idea that
See, again, I don't really engage with religion like that. So since you can't, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But the thing is, y'all want to take everything else away. You don't have to engage with religion like that. Air quotes. You don't have to engage. That's the good thing about the United States. Or as Charlie would say, the beautiful thing. You don't have to. But you young white folks are telling everybody they have to listen to you. And that black people are victims. And we're telling you that's not how it works. We're not victims. And you don't want to listen, and you're fucking with people's money when you do that shit. And y'all still want to keep going. Y'all still want to keep going with this shit. So hey.
get to go to a place, different subjects, you get the opportunity. Okay, I'm sorry, because you don't have access to all these things wherever you come from. You get the opportunity to talk to people who know a lot about these different subjects.
Wait. I'm confused. She says she doesn't engage with religion while at the same time tugging on her rosary. She is wearing a rosary with the cross on full display. She says she doesn't...
Wait, I didn't pay
Okay,
attention.
so I don't really engage with religion like that, but what about just the idea that you get to go to a place, you get taught about different subjects, you get the opportunity, okay, I'm sorry, because you don't have access to all these things wherever you come from. You get the opportunity to talk to people who know a lot about these different subjects.
Wait. I'm confused.
That girl's possessed. Look, the real her is on the... I'm laughing, but the real her is on the inside. On the inside, it's scared. That's her. On the inside, asking for help. That's why she's tugging on the rosary, right? Catholic. See, she's possessed. And if you look at her a little bit more, she got the black eyeliner. She's fucking possessed, and she's asking for help. She's on. I'm telling you, you watched me, and you're just joking. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I might be right. I'm like, that bitch is fucking possessed.
She said engage engage with religion while at the same time tugging on her rosary. She is wearing a rosary with the cross on full display, but you don't engage with religion? Interesting. so clearly it's some sort of fashion element for her with zero meaning or substance behind it. Basically, just like most of education these days, no meaning or substance in that department either. Pray for them, y'all, because right now, this is the future. And if this is what we have to go by, this is the evidence that's on presentation every day, we're doomed. We're doomed. And if you know where you're going, you're going to be all right, because when Christ returns, we already know the best is yet to come. But this right here, whoo-wee, let's proceed.
I don't really engage with religion like that, but what about just the idea that you get to go to a place, you get taught about different subjects, you get the opportunity, okay, I'm sorry, because you don't have access to all these things wherever you come from. You get the opportunity to talk to people who know a lot about these different subjects and get to learn about that. You don't think that should be free or like provided
First of all,
for?
I don't think it should be free, and I don't think that's what education should be or what it once was when it was at its best.
When do you think it was at its best? Because we have like the Indian golden house of, oh no, I think it was called the Baghdad golden house of wisdom. We have the Greek and Roman, and they had their whole thing about how you have to learn astrology at the same time as learning your education.
Correct.
We have like so many different points of learning and knowledge. I think people just love to learn. I think learning is inherent to what we want to do with our lives.
So two thoughts. That is the first line of Aristotle's metaphysics, which is all people seek to know, that something within us wants to learn. So to answer your question, when was education at its best?
You were the one who was like, education is not at their best here. You're like, this is your new age bullshit. Like
it is. So
when was it good?
I was supposed to say that and you interrupted me again, okay?
My bad, I'm sorry.
All right, so it was at its best when we had a thing called classical education here in America, specifically around the American founding. Classical education has a prioritization on Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and the core canon of Greek thinking, which is that there is an abstract, distant good, the logos, which created the world, right? I want to try to find out more about what that is.
So you think that education should revolve around ethics then? You think it should be teaching people?
Well, it's a big part of education, yes. I think that creating good people should be the #1 priority of education.
Okay.
Do you guys think that creating good people is a priority at Cal State Fullerton?
I don't think that is really a thing that you can achieve like with a pointed. I don't think there's a way to really teach somebody being a good person is so hard, and it involves so many different factors.
I could prove to you how we could do it.
We're getting a little bit too general with things, because the Greeks and the Romans, they weren't really like, they had a lot of beliefs, okay? Plato and Aristotle were not like, let's do the most good. They were not all in agreement about all these different things. They had a lot of different
They had a teacher-student relationship. But let me ask you a question. Do you think people would commit more crimes or less crimes if they knew that a police officer was watching them at all times?
I don't think this is what we're talking about, bro.
You said you cannot teach people good. I'm asking a question. If somebody thought that somebody was watching their actions, would they behave differently?
I think that people behave differently when people watch their actions.
Therefore, if society thought that there was a God that was watching all of their actions, would they behave differently?
Do you feel like you behave better when someone is watching your actions?
Absolutely. And in fact,
So you feel like you can't be good without someone there to observe
it's not a matter of you can't be good. Is that you act better if you think.
Remember, like I said, that's what the atheists been saying. You know, I seen that decades ago when I didn't think all this shit was so important. You know, I don't need a flying spaghetti monster in the sky or whatever, you know, that's what they call God, to make me be good. But also, like I said, I'll add, more than likely, if you don't think there's a God, you end up being super phony. I don't know, for some reason, they're all just super fake. Like her, she thinks she's so good. It's worse. That's how you end up falling for bullshit, a scam, victimhood, the black people. So this white girl thinks she's being good without God, and ends up inadvertently. You know how many black folks that they didn't ruin their lives by brainwashing black folks to thinking that they can't make it. And she thinks she's a good person. You see what I'm saying? And that's even worse. These people who think they're good on their own because they wasn't taught right.
That there is somebody and judging your actions.
That
This
feels
is the
really
biblical.
unfortunate for you because I want to do good because I think it's better for the people around me, not because.
See what I'm saying? She thinks it's better for the, instead of worrying about her damn, she needs to be worrying about her own soul, not everybody, the people around her. Now, everybody, when you're worried about your own soul, more than likely, ain't no more than you're gonna be good for everybody because you're doing your best. Because now that you're grown, she's still in college. Now that you're grown, you got to get a job to eat, so you got to get a job, and you're gonna want more. That's not a sin. You're not being greedy. So you want a promotion, this and that. So yeah, everybody around you is doing good because you're doing good for yourself. All that thinking you're doing good, and she's probably not a good worker. She's probably not a hard worker. She's probably a piece of shit, lazy, because she thinks just because she spends time talking about helping her, that's all they do. I keep saying that's their favorite thing. The atheist liberals is that they because they I don't we don't think of we're not sitting here, oh, they're victims. We're telling them what they got to do, and like I said, we'd be better for them. And like I said, remember, they're gonna feel better. It might at first it might seem harsh, but you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel more manly. You're gonna feel like a more of a woman. Once you could do things our way, you'll feel much better. You won't feel guilty. None of that. Not because you think you're better and God just protecting you. There's different reasons why I say what I say, but it's not because I think that is like because you've been through, not been through. You trained. You went through. And being a kid, getting a whooping ain't a training, but you grew up in the church. So you know what you're doing. You've been learning. By the time you're 3 years old. And obviously, like I said, as you keep getting older, yeah, you get whooped, you keep getting whoopings, you're still gonna get into some shit. But always. But all this phoniness about, I think about other people is phony. You're hindering other people, and they're rich. She's probably rich. She probably grew up rich. So she don't have to worry about it. Like people like us, we didn't grow up rich. Especially in the 80s. So, by the late 80s, are we gonna make it out the hood? But none of us ever thought like that because we went full speed into that shit. We make it out the hood, nigga. We finna shit, nigga. I'm finna be a kingpin around this bitch, But you're only 15. You think you're gonna be a big time dope dealer. But the point is, you jumped in full speed. It's totally different. But and like I said, that's the whole thing with the war on drugs. It wasn't to stop people from using drugs. It was the communists, nasty Democrats. They didn't want us to make no money because that was our way to escape. They didn't want us, basically, how we escaped the Democrat plantation. How we escaped the Democrat plantation in the early 90s. It wasn't just if you sold a lot of dope. You might have been like us and you ain't get your hands on that bit much of dope. But it gave you that mentality to get the fuck on. And do something for yourself. They don't want that. They want you a victim.
You can't be good is that you act better if you think that there is somebody watching and judging your actions.
That feels
This is the
really
biblical.
unfortunate for you because I want to do good because I think it's better for the people around me, not because someone's watching me.
Hold
That's
on.
like the ideas of the panopticon.
Well, hold on a second. But if you believe that somebody is always watching your behavior, you'd be less likely to lie, less likely to steal, less likely to cheat. And this is a good question because you're coming after this in good faith. Do you think?
Now, I mean, I guess he's right too. I don't, but like with most of us, I don't know if I ever really lied. I really don't. I'm just, because they're just getting. This would have been the 70s when I'm like 3, 4. You're getting your ass beat if you tell a lie. The first few times, because you're a kid, and more than likely you just didn't want a whooping, right? You're 3 years old. You got in a cookie jar or something, and they told you, I thought I told you, don't do it. And it's funny, because they're not laughing at it because they're sadistic, but yeah, you're crying your ass off, you're rubbing your ass, and because you got a whooping. And the next time you probably would, because you're still gonna do it, right? Some of us, you're still gonna do it, and you might tell a lie then. But like I said, because really what it is, I didn't have to lie because I got better at not getting caught, and I didn't have to lie because I wasn't caught. He's like, that's the side. Either way, you know. But then as I got older, in high school, I remember telling niggas, you know, I'm like, I ain't gotta lie. You know, it was an insult, lie, because I didn't. None of us. I don't know nobody who lied. Lie, hey, nigga, what the fuck? I'm gonna lie to you for? I ain't scared of you. You know, seriously. You know what? Lie. So you never. So by the time I'm in the military, like I said, you're not lying. I don't have to. I never had to lie in the military. You don't have to lie. I don't have to lie now. You know, like y'all tried to make it like with the gang stalking. I'm not lying because I know you. Like there's no way you should know this information. So it's like you're you know you're spying. So there's no and y'all so stupid. You think of like you got me. Oh, you. The only reason you know what you think you know, oh, you do know because you spied on me, and you think I'm lying, or you know, you still. I'm like, wait a minute, why are you still asking this question? I told you no. So that means you think you know, and there's no way that you know this information. I live by myself. But they're so stupid. They think they just you lied, and you know. So well, how come you got this? How come you have money? Because I didn't lie. You had no business spying on me.
Human beings are generally natural.
I'm not a fool. God said, "Don't be a fool." You know what I'm saying? A fool and his money is soon parted. You're not finna part me from my money.
Good. We're generally not so good. Are we flawed from our birth, or are we good, or are we a blank slate?
See, you're bringing up these Christian ideas of good again. I don't think we really come to the same synthesis on what a good person is.
Okay,
I feel like
was Hitler good?
I feel like, again, you're not listening to me. I feel like we don't come to the same synthesis about what good is, because for me, I think that something like good is, again, the question of ethics. It's not really a question of education, right? So you have to decide what people decide for themselves is good is different, right? So Hitler thought what he was doing was good for his people. We do not see his actions as good because he was pretty awful to a lot of people. But when we turn things into an ethical question, he may see it as doing good for himself and God, because yes, a lot of people believe they're doing good for God, even if that thing is killing people.
Was Hitler doing something objectively wrong?
Which thing are you talking about? You're talking about the
concentration
genocide?
camps.
No, I don't like the concentration camps, believe it or not.
But hold on, you don't like. So was that objectively bad?
Objectively bad? I do think that hurting people is objectively bad.
Okay, so now we're believing in bad. So then good.
As soon as the ever, what is up with all these folks?
Now just said there's a spectrum. It's not a matter of, well, somebody wants
coming in here. Like I said, there's a whole fucking street. There's a whole goddamn street right there, but everybody want to turn in right here. Everybody want to turn in here. There's a whole fucking street right there. Now, when I'm driving, maybe because I'm black, I don't know, I won't turn up in somebody's shit just to turn around if there's a street to turn around on. But I'm just saying, I don't know. But today, all of a sudden, everybody want to come in and just turn around. So they're losing their... These fucking Democrats are losing their goddamn mind with this, you know. Like I said, y'all don't add, just keep on adding on. Just keep adding on. That's basically all y'all doing is adding the fuck on.
So then let's get away from that. How about Mother Teresa? Good?
Are you talking about her actions in trying to help the poor?
Hundreds of thousands of poor people that were saved in India and Calcutta thanks to her sacrificial work over 30 years.
I don't know Mother Teresa like that, but can we go back to... I feel like we've gotten really off track.
No, it's not. Actually, you're talking about the most important thing because...
Hey, dude, you're interrupting me again.
Well, it is kind of our table, so...
so you can interrupt me, but I can't interrupt you.
Hold on. The fact you can't answer this question shows that college is a scam. Because if you can't say that Mother Teresa good and Hitler bad...
Good heavens, y'all. This is brutal to listen to. She's not even listening, and then she's calling him out for interrupting. But in reality, she's been interjecting her whiny input the whole time. Liberal speech at its finest, folks. A whole lot of chin boogieing without ever actually saying anything. Bless their hearts, but you can't say that what Hitler did is evil? Are you kidding me? Like, just come out and say it. It's wrong. She's trying to walk these lines, the tiptoe on eggshells to try to please this crowd that The small, minute, extreme minority of people that are out of touch with reality and what the truth is and where we get good and bad and right and wrong from, the foundation of that, all of that comes from God Almighty. That's written on our hearts going back to the beginning of time. That's when you have that intuition, that conviction, your conscience tells you what's right or wrong. You get that urge and say, hey, this might not be okay. If I touch that stove, it's hot. Oh, that might burn. If I go out and steal from somebody or kill somebody, that's wrong. You should know that. Hitler wasn't
See how that car just turned around,
exterminating a whole race.
just did a U-turn, right? That's what I'm saying. Just did a U-turn. Why the other truck, which was a small truck, all he had to do, instead of coming up in here, all he had to do was do a U-turn.
Force feeding.
I don't know what's up with these demons.
These belief systems that are leading them down a very dark and slippery slope. That's what it is.
Because
What?
if you can't say that Mother Teresa good and Hitler
Mother
bad,
Teresa denied anesthetics to people who were in serious pain because she thought the suffering would bring them closer to God. I think a lot of what she did could be
doubt
considered.
that to be true.
Okay,
but I'll take
whatever. We can't just reference random things and use that because right now we're talking about ideologies. Again, I find that what I consider to be good revolves more around the fact that humans are social creatures and generally pro-social attitudes of promoting collectivism tends to be better for people just because that's in our evolutionary nature.
Is
but
it?
you are
It's just a whole bunch of bullshit. Collectivist, social.
Christian, so you believe that there's a guy watching you and that's what makes you do good. You're
No,
like,
it's sovereign, divine, God.
it's not.
if someone's
That is
watching
a-
me, I am more likely
No.
to be nice. But I
Hold
want
on.
to be
There-
nice
there's a lot
because
of
I like
there's
how other
other reasons
people
to do
react
good.
to
I was
others.
asking the
Okay.
question that would you be more or less likely to shoplift if a police officer was next to you in a department store? It's a very simple ethical question.
But how does that make me good or not? That just makes
It
me
makes
worried
you
about
act
consequences. No, it makes me worried about consequences, you little
Exactly.
faced man.
If you do not have consequences,
But
hold on.
consequences does not
You get
determine
what he said.
ethics. It
The
just
mark
means
of an intellectual fool is throwing around pejoratives when they don't have wisdom. Remember that. So
Drop that mic.
Fool am I?
the question is this: if you do not believe there's a consequence to your action, why wouldn't you do the action?
See, that's again the ideology of consequentialism. I don't really subscribe
Yes,
to that.
there
I
should
think
be
that
consequences.
no, but I think that consequences, your action.
She's a spoiled, rich liberal. She grew up rich. They what, that's what I'm saying. It's like that. But there are rich kids who were taught right. There are. But these ones, so she don't have to worry about anything because she was always rich. And then, yeah, there are rich people who steal because, some of them get, you always wonder, why the hell would you steal it? They got, whatever. What's the word? Kleptomaniac. They steal. I still never believed that was a real thing. But I guess if they're rich and they're stealing anyway. But, they have, they believe that, what, I don't know, like she said, I just want to be good, and like I said, she's not good. She's the exact opposite.
Yes,
to that.
there
I
should
think
be
that-
consequences.
No, but I think that consequences, your actions can exist outside of a vacuum of consequences, right? We can't make our decisions based on whether or not we think the actions will lead to a certain outcome because those will always be random, right? So I revolve more around, we try to do things that we think will promote general pro-social attitudes. I think that is more likely.
And then, like I said, she's
Let me ask you a hypothetical.
pro-social, like I said, because I just thought about something else. It's like, in her mind, since she don't have to worry about nothing, you don't see, you take away her money. Like, something happens, you're about to end up on the streets. Will you do something bad? But most of us, we won't, because we don't want to go to jail. We'd rather be free and on the streets. Put out your, you can't pay your rent, but I'd still rather be free than in jail. Because there's more stuff you can do, on the street. You just gotta, get in the program. You gotta do this. There's things you can find to help you get back on your feet. But see, that's what I'm saying. So the consequences will stop you. You can't pay your rent from going and robbing somebody or busting somebody's head or robbing a bank or stealing. because of the consequences. See, that's how my analogy that she's just rich. That's why she thinks she's good. She's just rich. So she thinks she don't need somebody, consequences, burning in hell. That because she's a rich liberal. That's what we keep telling y'all black folks by listening to these rich Democrats.
Let me ask you a hypothetical. This will tell me a lot. Is
Don't.
pedophilia wrong?
How many videos have I said y'all gonna burn in hell? Y'all, I'm not. Remember I said I was surprised about that because I'm like, there's no. But from looking at everything y'all do from every angle, it's like there's no way you're not. Because y'all refuse. Because y'all have literally said basically you might not. I don't know if whatever y'all did in y'all secret cult meetings, but basically it looks like y'all said y'all sold, to the devil. You refuse.
Yes.
Pedophilia.
Just like today, y'all doing all this stuff. Y'all showing God that y'all refuse to be Christian. Y'all are devils, demons, devil worshippers.
I consider to be wrong because it is actively damaging someone else, right?
But what if they say they're a minor attracted person and it's pro-social to be with a young person? Why are they wrong?
Do you know what pro-social means? Like, pro-social means, there's like pro-social and antisocial behaviors. It's like a theory of social psychology. Pro-social generally means like working together, socialization,
they're socializing with an 8-year-old. Why is that wrong?
Okay, that's not socializing, and you know it. Antisocial behavior usually means doing things that are considered rejecting socialization, like rejecting other people, pushing things away, promoting things that other people actively end up considering less.
So then should pedophiles go to prison?
Yes.
Pedophiles go to... I do not know what's the best way to handle pedophilia because how do we know? I don't think that anyone should molest a child. God forbid.
Well, hold on.
I really don't.
God forbid. What
Yeah, that is now. God forbid. See, that's why I was like, this chick. That's why I said she's crazy. She possessed. These rich folks. She probably played with Ouija boards. I'm serious. Remember, she looked like the type that she literally. She don't look like the mainstream actress, but she do look like the types that play them little like 2013 movies, and she looks just like one of them. They're playing with a Ouija board. It just hit me. That's what she looks like. She looks like she played with Ouija boards, and they think it's a game, but that's exactly what she looked like.
Wow, you don't get into religion, right? These people, they latch on to these social constructs, but they forget where the ideas come from, where it's all based in. You know what it comes from. This is cognitive dissonance at its best, y'all. They try to stray away from the truth because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. Just like a criminal, a thief, for instance, doesn't go searching for the nearest police officer because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions.
Remember I've been said that's exactly what it is. I'm good. I said that because I heard that in the 80s as a kid about the atheists, probably in the movie, I think. I don't need someone telling me, or what kind of loving God would threaten you that you're going to burn for eternity if you don't do good and do this and that. And like, that's what I said. They're trying to lie to themselves that they're good without it. That's what I said that on video, that they think that they can be good and not more than likely. This is a damn I never talked about it before. That's a berry tree. I didn't even know. But anyway, they're telling themselves, that's why they tell themselves they can be good and try to convince other people. Really, all you got to say is like, who are you trying to convince? You're trying to convince me or yourself, because it sounds like you're trying to convince yourself that you can be good. And even her, you got to think about what has that girl done, because it sounds like she done some shit. You like, she ain't saying nothing. All that talking, all whatever the fuck, existential, whatever the fuck she keep trying to say. She sounds like she's done some things, not just in college. Before she got to college, sounds like she's done some things that she doesn't think she's a good person or whatever. And secondly, when they say that good and bad, my thing if they would question me, Jesus himself said there's none good. The whole good and bad is like, there's nobody good. He's with versus that. My battery died. I gotta go in a minute, but I remember I always said I'm not one of them, you know, memorize verses. Yeah, none good but God. So, but nobody says that nowadays. The Christians or nobody. I'm like, I'm the only one. I'm like, well, actually, Jesus himself said there's none good. He said, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. So nobody's good. And that ends that. I wouldn't even debate no more. Like, and if she don't believe, it don't matter. But if she's trying to say this and that, oh, this Christian is like, okay, but that's on you. But who are you trying to convince? And secondly, there's no reason to argue with these people about who's good or bad, because there's none good. It didn't say anything about bad, really. Bad is that's a liberal concept. The good and bad, the good guys, the bad guys. All this, and I go into that. I went into it before. That's why I said we need to dismantle all this FBI, all that. Not because we want to do bad things, but there's this part of the spying. All they want to do is spy. They ain't protecting nobody. Just all you need is the regular police. And first of all, legalize all the drugs. Seriously, because and put everybody out of business. If it's not illegal, they can't make all that big money. They just got to get a job. They got to go. They got to do something. Get a trade, like the rest of us. I don't have a trade. I'm just saying you got to do something. But my battery died, so I got to get up out of here.